Elena's. That can be Jonas.
Mr. and Mrs. Quackerton.
Mr. and Mrs.
How
Quackerton.
did you say?
Thank you for pointing that out. We also have with the speaker, Michael Bowers. Welcome along.
Thank you. Hey, thank you very much for having me. But I can't get Mr. and Mrs. Quackerton out of my head now, and I don't know why. So curses to whoever came up with that name.
You're welcome. And
there's only one person responsible for that.
3 guesses who, I wonder.
well, to be fair, the first 30 seconds with our intro song was not on, so
If you want.
technical issues on the pod as per normal. Finally, Paul Wilson, welcome along, buddy.
Hello.
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 Right. So for the
Sweet and to the point.
I think we've got Alan might be joining a little bit, right? But he's busy at the moment.
he's in munching again.
I also don't have a pen to spin around. Let's just sort myself out a pen.
I've never seen the desk that you're on before.
Now you have. Ooh.
Right, have you got to have a pen to fidget,
Wow.
right?
I need a pen because I don't know. I've got like a nervous twitch, not like Tourette's, but you know when you got to play with something.
Yes.
Just spin me pen non-stop.
Get told off for that, right?
Like a body part, or
No, just a pen.
What meatspin.com sponsor the podcast.
Why does this sound like bloody Sheldon Cooper off The Big Bang Theory or something?
Because that's how we go. Right.
Because I'm autistic.
Hey, so am I. That's how I got the reference.
There is an intro section for the pod, which is what you're drinking, and I am being very basic and going for the same brand 2 weeks in a row.
You've been on the Cotterberg the past 3 weeks straight, lad.
I know, but this one's strawberry and lime, so the
what was
banger.
it last week? Was
Pear.
pear?
It was pear.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
At least there's a bit of variety in the flavours. It's like going from Coke to Coke Cherry, right?
Yeah. Or the Pepsi Max. You know, they could put loads of different flavors of Pepsi Max now, right? I'm drinking whiskey again. I'm on Dalmore. Here's the bottle. It's really nice.
15, nice. Can I ask you something? I can see your Harry Potter books in the background. Have you got 2 of the exact same one?
Yeah, because we both had the whole works, right? So Philosopher's Stone, right the way through the Adlows, me and Stace, right? This is our last, right? And then when we moved in together, we obviously had two of the same.
Have you not sold? Have you not sold your first edition?
I'm not mine out. So now we just got like a whole shelf dedicated to fucking Harry Potter books.
Hey, you can't complain with Harry Potter. You can't complain with Harry Potter any day of the week.
No, I'm not complaining, mate. Not at all.
You need to sell your first editions. Your first editions might be worth a pretty...
Yeah. No, I'm not selling it now.
Who's got the most, like the oldest edition? Do you know what I mean?
I think I'd probably stay like.
All right, okay. So yours need to go on the journey.
Maybe.
It's mad. I was looking at my Harry Potters, and I've actually got the first edition for every single one of them. And
You're a wizard.
I've read one of them that much that the hardback is pulling off.
You're a wizard.
Right. So, Davey, what are you drinking?
I am drinking today. It's a new one.
Oh.
It is called 42 Grapefruit DDH Pale Ale. Here it is.
That looks actually quite nice.
I don't know what it's about, but...
Why is it called 42?
I don't know. I'll read the can for you, right? I'll tell you why, because it says our 42 grapefruit infused pale ale is the perfect blend of Oh no, okay, it's called.
It's just,
I don't know why.
it's just saying this tastes nice. This tastes nice. Please buy it. There you go. Right.
If I can find out why it's called 42, I'll let you
Isn't
know.
42 the answer to the universe or something from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
It is. It's the meaning to life and everything. The meaning of life.
It was beep boop boop.
42. But it took a decade. It took a decade to find out the answer was 42. Yes. Bowers, what are you drinking, buddy? 42.
Could I just say butterbeer to keep the Harry Potter theme because it sounds more interesting than what I'm actually drinking?
Oh, we have H2O crew. It's all right. You can be drinking.
Mate, if you're drinking H2O, I'll sorry.
No, it's not H2O. Well, it kind of is H2O. It's lemon and lime squash mixed with H2O. So, yeah, see that? Exactly. That's the come down you expect.
Well, no, you got to keep yourself
hydrated.
I've got a question for it. Is it like?
Oh yeah, I'm keeping myself hydrated for the fact that my.
Like on brand.
Do you know what I mean? Keep myself hydrated for the fact my blood pressure is going to be through the roof between 3 and 5 o'clock tomorrow anyway.
Are you gonna at the game?
Sorry?
You're gonna be there?
Of
Right.
course. Of course.
Nice.
You put yourself through that much punishment. And finally, Paul, mate, what are you drinking? What's keeping your throat lubricated? That's it.
I've got a glass of dandelion and burdock.
Oh, mate, Dandelion and
Banging.
Burdock's like old school. Like, yeah,
Like,
man,
is
I appreciate that.
Is it the AG bar
Is it
one?
like, is it a can? Like, did they come out of a can, or is it like a bottle? Or
It
what's
came
it
out of a
branded?
bottle. It came out of a bottle.
It's
like,
it's
like
the
a
AG
2
bar.
litre, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to have yourself a shot of whiskey there, Paul?
No, not tonight.
That's every other night. He's on it hard Saturday through Thursday.
Where do you
Goes
think
around
the,
on Friday, he's like, this will be night off.
where the idea of eyeball Paul came from, wasn't it?
Eyeball Paul.
Eyeball
All right, like shot to the eye.
Eyeball Paul.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you now, man. Took me a second.
Idea.
Danny loves eyeball Paul for real. Like if
The
you
best.
ask her about, yeah. Tell her about eyeball.
Eating toast. Let her eat the toast.
Tell her about eyeball Paul.
Get me off the
Right.
camera now.
Right.
Eyeball, Paul.
I
Love
just
it.
We're
remember
already derailed. We'll save this for later on.
Can
when-
we?
remember when we were watching that movie?
Although maybe we should get all the the little side quests done now, because Alan will come on a half mast and be like, "Fucking talk football now."
Yes. Well, we can talk football now. We can talk football. Should we talk about the West Brom game first and foremost?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah, go for it.
a nice, tidy 1-0 win, a clean sheet, professional
Dub.
performance. What? A dub.
A dub, mate. Yeah, dub.
Yeah.
What? Dub.
My question to you all is obviously around the performance, but then are we now a defensively solid team?
Yes.
No.
Right.
Five
Who said no?
6 would suggest yes.
I would say so. I think I've said it for most of the season. Like, even when we've got beat, like I've never been upset at the defense. Do you know what I mean? Like outside of maybe the Blackburn game, maybe the Southampton game, like more or less the defense has been pretty good all season. I would say I'm not going to say come of age, but it's sort of matured a little bit over the course of the past 5 or 6 games. Was it 6 clean sheets and 7 now? Like
5 and 6.
5 and 6. Thank you.
It might be 6
Pretty
and 7
damn good.
tomorrow as well, though. Good pay.
6 and 7 tomorrow, aye.
Oh yeah, if we keep a clean, just for ammonia, I'm clean sheet wanker. Remember, so of course I'll know stats like that if we keep one tomorrow. But thanks for letting me know anyway.
Yeah. So I think we are reasonably sound defensively, and I think we have been for 95% of the season.
So I will agree with that, and I'll add to the caveat as to what I think is the rationale behind it. When we are leaky, when we're poor, it is because Ballard and O'Nien are not in a central partnership together. When we've been out, one of them have been out of the game for suspension or injury. Other than that, with them in, I can't really fault them. Obviously, they make the mistakes, because everybody does, but we're a better team with them two at the back.
I can follow that. Yeah, I'll be in agreement. I think 09 is really he can play anywhere, can't he? He's been playing at centre back, right back, midfield, But yeah, I think he's got a little partnership going on with Ballard. I would say that Ballard's probably our best defender. He is. Do you know what I mean? Like I think he's streets ahead of.
He feels like a natural defender, doesn't he? Like he's not. Luke Nine's fall into that position and made it. Yeah, he's done a great job there. Whereas Ballard's like more naturally gifted. He's a more natural fit, isn't he?
For a centre back, big, strong, good.
No
element.
nonsense.
If fucking, get rid of the ball or put it in the back of the net. That's what you want from a centre back.
Can we also mention that he pisses off West Brom fans to go with the complete package?
I mean, they were raging.
What is that about? They were salty as anything.
They were so upset with him. It
They were
was just
basically upset with him because he did a tackle on Josh Madger, which, to be fair, was a pretty horrendous challenge in the game at the Stadium of Light in December, I think it was, and that ruled him out for a few months, apparently, but they've basically not let it go ever since it happened.
I mean,
So apparently they were constantly booing him during the game, and then Ballard said afterwards that he was feeling a bit tired ahead of the game, or a bit fatigued, but apparently their booing just gave him a bit of an extra boost. So if anyway, West Brom fans listening, thanks very much.
Mate, some players thrive on the boos, you know. Like Ronaldo's like that, isn't he? So like if he's getting booed, he's like, well, now I'm going to show you what I'm about. Do you know what I mean? Same with fucking Travis Kelce in the NFL. Like,
did you see Ballard's reaction to the goal as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
where he just
funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what I enjoyed about the goal was, and I'm sure we'll get onto it, was the celebration. You know, the old bow. I really enjoyed that.
I mean,
so I didn't watch the game live, so I mean, maybe you can all fill me in the details. I watched the extended highlights. I was out and about last week. Was at a birthday party, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looked to me, and you can correct it if I'm wrong, that they were pretty good in the first half up until your man got sent off.
Mm-hmm.
We scored, and then second half they were very limited in what they could do. Had very few shots on target. But we looked like we were pretty much running the show second half. Is that a fair assessment?
I'd say that. I don't know if it's just me here. I think that West Brom had more of the ball and obviously had more shots than we did. But I'm struggling to remember any shots they had that were like really, really testing us and troubling us. Like they were either ones that were comfortably blocked, or ones that went way off target, or ones that Patterson saved comfortably. But the caveat to that is we did next to nothing going forward either, did we? I think we only had like one shot before.
Hey,
yeah.
When do we ever though?
Well, yeah, that's true. When you've got Dodds ball and Beal ball, you know that's the effect it has.
When do we ever? I mean, maybe that's what does it. Like, he's just accept the fact that we are terrible at the top end of the pitch, and thought, right, well, if we keep a clean sheet, we only got to score one. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's the philosophy that he's taken forward.
I do.
So he's watched my YouTube channel too many times, and I've been saying that every single week. Keep clean sheets. Right? Yeah, I say that all the time when I'm someone who believes I think we have conceded too many goals. I think there's been runs of a period of games where we haven't kept enough clean sheets for my liking, and it's contributed. And I always find it funny how since we started,
you must be absolutely buzzing now.
Oh, of course I am. Of course I am. I'm easily pleased when it comes to defending.
He's like,
yeah, well, Paul,
you know, when what's he called? Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the Captain Holt, and he goes, "Vindicated." Yeah, that one.
So honestly, ask Paul. Paul hears me talk about clean sheets probably more times than anything else he's ever heard me talk about. But like the end of the day, if you're solid enough defensively, then you know it's funny how you start keeping clean sheets and results have improved. To me, that's not a coincidence. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're all in agreement with that. You can't lose if you don't concede, right? It's just literally that basic. You can pick up a point if you don't score, if you don't concede.
Well, worst case scenario, you pick up a point, don't you? Mm-hmm. So don't get us wrong. For next season, I want better than this. But like for now, it's sufficing enough, shall we say?
It is. I'm going to call out a couple of people in the chat because I've realised the sound was cut out. But then I'm going to also ask Paul. Bong is here. Bong is here.
Yeah.
Evening, Bonnie lads. He says, "How are the lads? How are Anf?" My sound was broken. Thank you for pointing that out. RWA. I think Brad is here, saying he's on the Smirnoff Ice. Good.
All right, Brad.
Yes, Smirnoff Ice. That is a throwback.
Is it the white one or the blue one?
Average.
No,
Ice is white.
It's a lily white one. Yeah. Dean's here.
Get one of them.
Dean's good. And Acacia's here saying, "Oi, oi, lads. How's everyone? Bowers. You stuck with me once again."
Acacia.
I just put Wednesday, because she's listening.
Still punch him,
Acacia.
We'll tomorrow. Get absolute jib up and down every time a name pops up there. Feel sorry for her, lass.
She's a Sheffield United fan, but also watches a lot of Sunderland. It's interesting, isn't it?
Really like red and white.
I think to be fair, I would put that the other way around. I think she's a Sunderland fan primarily, but her main hometown team Sheffield United.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but basically me and Paul just torment her about Sheffield Wednesday all the time, which is quite funny.
Could you imagine the same thing with like Ewan being called a Geordie all the time?
Don't
Mm.
insult me.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Feel like it with the shoes on the other foot.
Take it but can't give it.
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to be a Geordie, you might as well go and look for a horse to punch. You might as well go fulfill the act properly.
Oh, shall we get back? Oh, before we do get back on track, Lords is here. Thank you. Hi.
Hold on, I've got something else off track before we get back on track. Did anybody hear that Geordie who rang up Talk Sport crying?
Yeah, so it was just Caviar Bonlahoy was talking about.
That's right.
Oh, I can't even remember the jip of it, but it was like,
Yeah, I can't remember what he was saying. That was that's him.
it's so unfair.
Listen here, right? And Jamie O'Hara is like creased.
You have to sell your financial fair play. What are you talking about?
European Super League.
Right.
I mean, why do they always get on and
Cry.
sob and cry? Like,
The producer is like, this is a gold mine. Get him straight on.
He's got his number on speed dial.
Yeah, exactly right. Radio gold.
Yeah.
Viewers.
Hi, Al. Welcome, mate.
Hi. Andrew, you got yourself late on or off, or are you cool as well?
Well, it's funny you should say that. I was just saying before we came on, right? I was sitting downstairs and I was absolutely freezing cold. So I put my coat on and I thought, well, I'll just leave it on for the podcast. Then. You know what I mean?
Shall get back on track though, because
Are you warm enough, Al?
It's about 21 degrees.
Right, Cabby's in the chat. Good evening.
We'll get back on track, but we'll get back on track for the podcast. Proceed to go right off track 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds.
That's how it works, mate.
This is
you got
the charm of the situation, mate.
Like I said, I think we figured it out with the one live podcast that is.
Here we are, actually.
Yeah, the only one that does it live, so it is pure chaos.
The USB, we just talk a load of shit.
There's another one.
And just hope people don't tune out.
If they tune out, they do. Right. You've called us at a good time out because we're going to Paul for his quick review of the West Brom game, and then you can have your 2 pence on it as well. So we're back on track. Get in.
I didn't see a lot of it. In fact, I'll give you my little point quick. All I'll say is Equa's finish was really good.
Beautiful. First
We
time.
haven't even got that far yet. We're going to go over to David to talk us through it in a sec.
That's all I saw, so I'll let you carry on.
All right.
Paul, my friend.
I don't mind talking through it, but we'll see what Paul's got to say first. So.
But yeah, I was actually all right with it. Well, until they actually got the players sent off.
He was the guy who scored against us, right? In the reverse fixture. Same geezer.
Thomas Asante, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. By the way, what can I just quickly say? What the hell was he doing for the 2 yellows, by the way?
Oh, I think they're both reds. I have no doubt in my mind that they're both reds.
Listen, if you don't get sent off for the first one, you definitely don't do the second one.
But weren't they both within like a minute of each other, though?
42 minutes, 43 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go, a minute of each other. That's reckless.
The funnier thing is, right, on TikTok, this is the wildest thing, that tackle was then immediately preceded by like the one from the 70s where the guy gets a gash and you see his muscle coming out the side of his thigh.
Like hanging out his leg.
Yeah, and you're like, that's how close that was to just being career-ending. You could have literally saw Ballard's bone off the back of that. Yes, they don't like him, but Jesus Christ. We're not in MMA.
Do you think they made a lot of that, though, Anne? Do you think they made a lot of the fact that they really wanted to get one over on Ballard and then just try to injure him, basically? And that's what ended up causing them to go down to 10 men and lose the game.
Well, Asante's first tackle was on Clark and the second one was on Ballard. So I think there was a targeting of our easily perceived quality players. Maybe.
I think Clark expects it though, doesn't he? He's a bit like Grealish. Do you know what I mean? Like he's the danger man, so they're going to target him.
He's got shit hair. Is that what you're saying?
And he's got shit hair, yeah.
They're both called Jack.
Well, there's all sorts of fucking common occurrences happening now. They both play on the wing a bit.
The Venn diagram is like a circle in it.
They're both playing in the same colour. No.
They both play football. Oh.
It's just like, what's he called, Matt Letizia? You see those Matt Letizia memes where he's like, he's like comes up with an outlandish concept.
know what we're going to say? Villa's his destination because they miss Jack Grealish, and they're going to go, we fancy another technical winger called Jack. Someone who's maybe apparently got shit hair, plays on the same position, and gets fouled all the time. Jack Clark, do you fancy it?
Massive calves.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Again, go the whole package. Unai Emery will be proud.
Yeah. Paul.
Right.
Finish up your point, mate.
We've taken another stumble down an alleyway.
Paul had one sentence, by the way, and then we just all chipped in, so he's very patient man.
Off you go, mate. Off you go.
But yeah, like I was saying, though, I was happy. Well, that the player got sent off, but I was actually happy that Perry Equa scored. Sorry, David.
That fucking look, man.
You apologise to me, you know.
David's
David's going to robustly defend his position that Equa is shite.
2 times a day. There you go. That's all I want to say about it.
Right. What I want is David to fully be on full screen and just explain the goal. So
go on, David.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
What happened was there was a corner kick, swung in.
Who took the corner?
Pass.
Styles.
100% sure.
No, it was a corner. It wasn't a pass, but go on.
The ball came in.
Yeah.
Equa somehow stumbled into a decent position. I don't know how he managed to do it. He stumbled in it, and then he just stuck his foot out and kind of just deflected it into the net. There was no real skill about it, but it somehow made it.
Get away, David, man! He took that first time.
It was a great finish.
Do you want to give the correct version? A decent corner came in. Equa positioned himself really well and leathered it, and it was a really good finish. The end.
Do you know what, David? You know what you're like? You're like
tomato, really. That's what you.
Have you seen Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Pet Detective.
Which one?
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. You're Einhorn. So you've got a vendetta like here against Dan Marino. Yours is Equa.
I haven't got a vendetta. I won't say I've got a vendetta.
Right. Look, David.
He's very...
Like we've said in the past, you've always got to have someone to hate on the team. Like, yeah, we had Dylan McGeoch before this.
He was bad. Come on.
But like, you've always got to pinpoint one guy who, like, everything that's bad about Sunderland is this guy's fault.
Let's do a quick straw poll. Like, Smithy, was Dylan McGeoch any good?
No. I can't remember any game he played in, so no.
Alan Dylan McGeoch, yes or no?
Who's he?
McGeoch, are you a McGeoch fan?
Can't remember.
What year did this guy play?
Mate, I've got him on the back. I've got him on the back of my top, mate, McGeoch. I can't remember what number he was though.
Oh my God, no!
I'd argue that everyone's got a player that they don't like throughout the season. So someone, you know, for me, I don't know, this season, I don't know who I'd say really.
I know, I have got a player name that can...
So sometimes I don't like Pato. You know what I mean? People rave about Pato, but sometimes I don't see it where other people do see it. If you remember a few seasons ago, I mean, you know who I hated the most? And I don't even have to tell you because you know I hated Seb Larson. For years I hated him. He'd had one good season and everyone raved about him. So
he dined out. Everyone, he got 6 or 7 goals before Christmas, didn't he? And he was like, I'm cashing the rest of these 3 years in. Need your arm.
Because I used to be half decent at free kicks one time.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. Everyone's got their own person to fix bayonets on, like throughout the season.
You are right there, to be fair. I mean, mine probably was Stephen Fletcher, weirdly enough. Even though he always scored against the Mags, I was like, well done. I was like, well done. Now, can you do that over the course of a whole season?
Yeah, but
not just when you feel like it. You know,
he had glass knees, though, didn't he, Fletcher? Like,
he had glass everything, mate. He had glass eyelashes.
This is going to be a bit of a tangent, but have you seen the thing about Stephen Taylor taking over a new club in Dubai?
No, he pulls out with a Merc, doesn't he? He's like, we're going to announce our new coach. He's playing at the highest level. He's got a winning mentality. Man like rolls through the desert in like some murk.
Yeah, and
Jumps out at Stephen Taylor in a tux.
the funniest thing is though, every single response is with Stephen Fletcher and him hitting the post.
Yeah. Stephen Taylor likes this post.
I'll tell you, I'll give Stephen Fletcher that. That was one good thing he did. Send him over. Do what's funny. Make him hit the post and send him to the post office. I'd rather collect stamps than play for Sunderland. You remember the claim he made once, where not one Sunderland player would get into Newcastle's team, and there was about probably five or six ex-Sunderland players that always constantly played for Newcastle.
Colback was in the team.
Was that the callback season?
Yeah, it was Colback was there, wasn't he?
Colback, Ki Sung Young, Javier Manquillo, DeAndre Edlin off the top of my head, and I'm trying to think whoever else there was.
CC, I think.
No. Two different CCs, that mate.
Yeah.
We had Pat CC, we had
Jibril. Yeah.
I think the best thing I can remember of Stephen Taylor is when he pretended to save the goal and then he got shot.
It was like right out here. He probably saved it. And then he was like, my shoulder. Oh, yeah, my head or whatever. The referee's having none of it. He's like, off you can, lad.
I think that the same game, Dyer and Bowie had a fight.
Oh, he had a fight. It's a circus down the road, isn't it? It's a circus.
I mean, we have our own. They just try to copy off us sometimes, though.
Maybe that was the worst I've ever seen.
Right, let's get back on track.
Back on track. Right, so
Ekwar's goal.
That's where we started.
Some people might say it was lucky. We'll leave it at that. It was a goal. That's all I can say. It was one of the goals of all time.
You know why? It was really well taken. I saw the angle from behind him. But I don't know whether he hits it on the half volley or he just hits it sweet, but just kind of curves top step.
Just sticks his foot out.
Oh,
I wouldn't say that, David. I wouldn't say that. Like,
yeah, you just got to sometimes accept.
That was a quality moment.
Like you were saying before, right? You just got to accept that sometimes he's good, and I've got to accept that sometimes he's bad.
Sometimes they may be good, sometimes they may be shit.
That's it.
No, so I think the points for West Brom, I think, were 100% earned at the point of them getting the 10 men. Up to that point, I think West Brom were the better team, but we contained them to 30, 40-yard shots, and they were peppering the goal, but nothing that wasn't like easy for Patterson to collect. After that point, that was frustrating them. I think we're just winding them up, and Asante fell for it, so go down to 10 men just before half time. I think the worst thing for West Brom in that game is for us to get that set piece and score from it, because it was what, a minute before the actual half time.
It was something like that, wasn't it? Because it affects the whole team talk from Carlos Corbrand, doesn't it?
Yeah. Worst time to concede right before half time is the worst time to concede, mate. Or everything that he's planning to, all the spiel that he's going to come out with at half time is out the window.
But
was that about Bale?
You got.
It's Corberan, but yeah. Second half, we continued the game plan, which is I think is one of our.
Is Carlos Corbrand attractive or not?
Not really.
No. Let's have a quick Google.
Anybody with a goatee is not attractive as much as they might want to think they are. Shit.
I will have a goatee for next week, mate. I'm coming on here with a goatee.
I naturally grow like this weird.
Hey, has he got a goatee? He's got full beard.
I don't know. Anyways,
Anthony, are you trying to say that facial hair is not attractive?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just not on him.
Where'd you rank Mike Dodds then? Where'd you rank Mike Dodds on the sexy scale?
Dodds? Oh my! Like a solid 2 out of 10.
Is it not a 10?
Oh yeah, there you go. We're adopting your feature then. Sexiest manager in the championship.
Ideas, mate. I'm full of ideas. I think it's not charging for these.
Do you want to do the full season's worth? Do you want to do the full season's worth of managers or just current? Because current's a bit different, right?
Why? Who do you want to include that isn't there anymore?
Who's the sexiest on the manager?
Tony Mowbray.
Well, there's Mick Beale who's got.
That's a good one. Who's the sexiest on the manager this season? I got Mowbray. Like,
Good old Grandad Mowbray.
Because of his football.
Sexy football. Who said that?
I was
Sexy
going to say,
football.
what are we classing as sexy here? His football coaching ability or his looks?
His pure appearance.
Whatever you want, mate. I'm going on his pure physical sex appeal.
I'll just go with that. I'll go with the football.
Well, if you're talking football, then Mowbray. If you're talking looks, then that's a different conversation.
Then Mowbray.
If I was going to say anything about, I don't know, an attractive Sunderland sort of coach, bloke, it was a bloke who always used to wear shorts.
Every player?
No.
Was
you
it
know, the
guy
coaching staff. Stockdale.
Oh, yeah. Davy Stockdale.
Stockdale always had his legs out.
Robbie Stockdale.
Robbie Stockdale, thanks, mate.
Always had his
Robbie
legs
Stockdale. Yeah, he liked to show a bit of leg, didn't he?
Right, there could be a blizzard outside, and you'd see him walk past on the way to Greg's in shorts, like. Sure.
So shall we just call Chris Coleman then as sexy Sunderland manager then?
Mate, had great hair, didn't he? I tell you what, his barber did the business.
I mean, if you're going by pure like sexy football, for me it has to be Peter Reid. His football.
No, mate, sexy football, Poirier. I'm telling you,
Poirier was a shout, like.
Poirier played some sexy football, but people did not appreciate it. Why are we passing along the back line? Why are we doing triangles in our own half? Lump the ball up front now. People were not here for Poirier.
Back to basics.
Long ball.
That's it, mate. Long ball now. Forget that he took us to a cup final.
What about Roy
Not playing
Keane?
enough long balls.
I think Roy Keane might win it all though.
But I'd argue that that's the way Sunderland has always been, because when Bale
that's
started,
exactly it, because that's the way we'd always played, and Poirier tried to change that, so people weren't happy.
Bale was doing it round the back and trying to keep hold of the ball, and the fans hated it. We, as a fan base, we want to be on the front foot constantly. You know what I mean? And
you are though, like you are on the front foot when you got the ball. They're chasing you.
Yeah.
Let the ball do the work.
The Sunderland fans want to see high press all the time, mate. That's the way it's always been since I've been a fan.
I mean,
no, it's not going to happen. But
we talk
you know
football philosophy like till the cows come home.
You know what it's like, Davey, when you sit in the stadium and it's flat and the fans get, this is shit. You know what I mean?
I know what improved is a long ball up the field.
Sometimes that does, though. Not all the time, but sometimes that does. Fans won't accept boring football at the stadium of light. They won't, mate. As long as I've been going, that's a while.
I mean, it depends who we're playing. So, boring 0-0 against QPR, nobody's happy with that. But a boring 0-0 against Leicester, ecstatic. I do think it depends on who.
It, mate. It's all about the context.
That's what I was going to say. There's nothing wrong with being pragmatic, though, is there? Like, if you're expecting to play exciting football, if you're in the Premier League playing against Liverpool, you're going to get torn to shreds. You know.
But when we're at home, fans want to see us on the front foot.
But even against
every fan base, I think that you're right. You've got to look at things realistically. But like, if fans know that we can beat a team and we sit back and start playing along the back four, people just get restless.
I mean,
I can get that. I just think there's got to be an element of context behind it. But I do get your point. If it's like 0-0, if say we were doing that against, I'm trying to think of someone really Rotherham at home, for example. Then if you're doing it against them, then yeah, I understand that.
Which Bale probably did.
Well, right, true. Yeah.
And he's just got Rotherham to rest.
Right, what we're going to do is this team are below us in the league. What I want to do is play along the back four for 20 minutes. And then that's it. We'll move
them from left to right. And then from right to left.
You see that, though? But that is exactly why.
100 yards out, it'll hit Rose Ed. And then that'll be it.
You're saying that about like passing around the back, but that is exactly what we did to get Tony Mowbray sacked. The 3 games that led up to his those 3 losses against Huddersfield, Millwall, and who else was it? Plymouth. Who were in the
drew against Millwall, by the way, but I know what you mean. It was like 3 games without a win, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he played at the back and he was slow.
Is that what you're saying?
He sat back in those games and we scored nothing from it. We didn't put anybody up front who was an out-and-out striker. Things needed to change. He didn't need to get sacked, but that's what led to him.
Hang on, we didn't play anyone up front against Cardiff and we won 2-0. Oh, we played Job as a false 9.
But we didn't. The
Right,
other time we played Cardiff, that's a
Well, we
double.
can't just rely on other teams being shite.
That's what we have been relying on, though.
Exactly. We said this after the Plymouth game.
But if you want to
We
look at it
won- we
this way,
won.
though, like, well, Huddersfield at home, they were shite against us. I didn't think Millwall in Mulberry's final game were anything special. Plymouth just scored 2 good goals, and that was it.
This is going to sound like really retrospectively in hindsight, but I think our season was set off in a very
What?
counterintuitive way. The 2-1 defeats where we play really good football just absolutely sapped any momentum we had from the previous season into this one. Go from
Which
the
game are you
playoffs
on
to the literal first 2 games of the season, playing really well, continuing the momentum and losing 2-1 to the exact same shit. That's where I think the entire season just kind of like we've got this mentality of even if we perform well, we're fucking it up. Even if we perform well, we're fucking it up.
For me, the appointment of Beale was when that moment happened. For me, it was Beale.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Him was the problem.
No,
the Coventry game.
No,
that was it. For me,
the Coventry game was.
Game.
It was when we started to think this is going south.
No.
And then after our who did we play? Did we play Rotherham and QPR back to back or something away? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 away games against teams essentially 20th and last.
Is this when Beale came in?
No, it was it was just after Beale came in.
It was Hull and Rotherham, I think. Just
Thanks,
after
Hull and Rotherham. The 2 away games, and I think we got 0 points. And at that point, it was like, okay, this season's only going one way. And I think if you go back enough episodes to when we're talking about that, I'm like, this is the end of the season now. Like, we're just going to coast and we're going to finish mid-table.
I'm not saying when
that's exactly where we are.
Sorry, my point's not when we accepted that the season's bad and when it's like done. I think it's just the start of the embers to look. We need to like review of what's actually realistic and going to happen. The whole as soon as Beale came in and the sacked Mowbray, that was like, fuck it, we already know what the outcome's going to be. Rather than let's try and fix it. It's throwing shit on the wall and expecting not to stink. It's Sorry, I swore there, but you know, like, it's more. This season was set off with 2 very early poor results, and it just created that catalyst of if we go behind, we're going to lose. Even if we play well, we might drop points. It just felt like that for every game, apart from the Southampton one where we smashed them 5-0. Other than that, it's been
that Southampton game, and I already mentioned it, but the Cardiff game, we dominated that game for 90 minutes. Like but you're right. Outside of those, we've. I mean, it's classic Sunderland, isn't it? We've always got like a nervous 15-20 minutes minimum. Do you know what I mean? Where we're like really under the cosh. It happens every week. It's probably going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't deal with press well.
No,
not all. If anyone presses us high, we panic. You know, maybe it's because they're young and you know beating that press. Obviously, really really good teams. If you look at City, if someone presses them, they just get round it. You know,
they just pass it on them, don't they?
Yeah, we can't do that.
So, one of
the technically gifted players to do that, and they are few and far between in our squad.
Okay, that's perfect.
I didn't see the game at the weekend. So, who was our man of the match?
I think Styles got it, didn't he? I think they give it to Styles.
Yeah.
And I want you to save me.
I was waiting for that.
Save me. Save me.
All right.
Okay.
I think for me, that game was a game where for me, I don't know about anyone else, but for me, that was a game where it felt like nobody really stood out. Nobody was bad, but nobody was exceptional either. It was like we won 1-0 against 10 men. Didn't really push on as much for the second goal, but didn't need to in the end. So it just kind of felt like we just weren't putting more into the game than what we needed to, if that made sense. So for me, personally, nobody really stood out, positively or negatively.
Where was Styles playing? Was he like in the 10 role, was he?
Wing back, I think.
Back, yeah,
he was
a wing back.
We played like a 5-4-1, if you want to boil it down to like the bare bones basics. It was Job up front and a weird midfield. Daniel and Ekwise holding CDMs. It was just a normal like 4-3-2-1, but we moved one of the midfielders to a wing back role. and it works.
I'm happy. You know, I think I said this a few times. Like we need options, and if you know, come up against a team like West Brom, who are, you know, I think they're one win away from finishing 5th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, very good over the course of the season to be in that position.
Yeah.
Like your man said earlier on, there's some pragmatism there, isn't it? And if you've got to play 5 at the back, you have to play 5 at the back.
But I just want to rewind a little bit because I haven't been on recently to the Leeds game and the 0-0. Now, when I was saying about, you know, you tell me your expectations, you're playing good teams, but you play to your strengths. I don't understand why Dodds, if we took 4 points off Leeds, why we're not doing that every game, setting up the same way? You know what I mean? Like, is he trying too much? Is he trying to think outside the box because he hasn't got that ability?
You've got to adjust based on the team you're going to play. You can't play the same way against every team in the league. That's just not going to work.
But changing formation and changing players, you know, I'm a big believer in if it's working, then don't fucking, you know, don't fix it. You know.
Well, can I ask a question then, just to combat that then? If we played the same way against Sheffield Wednesday at home that we did against Leeds away, would you be happy with that? Let's assume for a second Sheffield Wednesday are relegated by the time we play them and they've got nothing to play for. Would we be happy setting up like we did against Leeds in that game?
It depends. Like, if you fuck with it too much, it falls apart. Like I've seen Dodds play. I can't remember who we played against, and there was fucking gaps everywhere. I can't remember which game it was, but I was like, there was so much, you know, space for the opposition and that, and I was just thinking, why the fuck are we?
Yeah.
I think we in fact we were drawing. No, we were getting beat, and we got the 2-2. Who was that against? Then we got beat 4-2.
Southampton.
Was that game?
Yeah.
2-0 down, 2-2, lost 4-2.
Yeah. So that was like, you know, we've managed to claw it back. Let's just set up so it was so open, and that's what I mean. Like, if there's a way to play where we can, I don't know, because we're not gifted with we've got Clark and Ballard, but the rest of the team are bang average, in my opinion. Why not set up in a certain way where we're not going to get beat? You know what I mean? Especially away from home.
I mean, Stoke did that, didn't they? Stoke did that under Pulis back in the day, and they were very successful doing that. It didn't matter who was going to Bet365. You knew that he was going to play 4 centre halves, kick you to shit up and down the pitch, and Rory Dillard was going to launch it in the box.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on the manager, doesn't it? Obviously, Pulis was a big fan of that, not changing anything.
The thing is, though, I think with obviously Dodds is trying stuff out because he's been given the freedom to. Whereas when we had it with Beale, it was a set style, and we hated that style. So you can't have your cake and eat it in that regard. Like, if you want a style, you've got to keep with it.
We want to see exciting football, but if you know you're going to get somewhere, like, I don't know, if you get a sniff, I don't know, you might get in the playoffs. If we set up a certain way and how hard to beat, we maybe couldn't scrape it. You know, I just think Dodds, he was like, you know, like a little kid under a Christmas tree. He was just opening boxes going, oh, look at this, look at that. You know what I mean? He's got no ability in managing. Maybe he's a good coach, but definitely not managing. I can see that mile off.
I think we've got to give him his due. Like, he took a few games to find his, you know, when he came in after Beale got the boot. He took a little while to settle back into it. But
yeah,
hey, look where we are now. Look at the clean sheets we're keeping.
But
we're not scoring masses of goals, but that's been the same the whole season. So let's give him a little bit of credit for what he's doing.
I'm not saying, you know, I'm not totally slagging off. He might be a great coach, but, you know, absolutely he's not a manager.
You don't want him. I think you don't want him as coach next season. I think for me I think that it goes the other way as well, though, where I felt like as much as we liked what the football Mowbray played when Plan A worked, it was great. The problem was when we needed a Plan B, he didn't have one.
100%. He didn't have. There was no Plan B. It was like, right, if this doesn't work, you're just going to keep doing it until it does work.
Exactly, and then keep getting figured out, which then leads you to keep dropping points and so on. So it's like, it's about finding the right balance. You want to have a set Plan A, fair enough, but there are times when you're going to have to change it up. Like, there's nothing. Again, like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong with.
Look.
So no, there is, by the way, but like there's nothing wrong with pragmatism on occasions either.
Look at what Madrid did to City midweek. Like, they were not going to go and play City off the park, were they? It was
That
never
was
going
it.
to happen.
It was
Even
not out of the
Ancelotti was
ball
like,
and
No.
even Ancelotti was like, look, we just had to get ourselves over the line. We dragged into penalties and we beat them on penalties. Like
Bernardo's penalty was shy, by the way.
Yeah,
yeah, it was.
But you're comparing two things though. Like, why can't a manager have more than one style that can be adopted? Like, it's not rocket science. If we only play 4-4-2 this season, okay, great. It'll last for 6 games, and then everybody will beat you after that point. Why don't you play 4-4-2, then 4-5-1, then 4-4-2, and then 4-5-1?
What
then
makes
you
good
can
managers though.
So
the ability to tweak, like tactically adjust and pivot, is what makes a good manager.
And understand where your strengths in your squad are.
What's being said here, right? But if you have 2 styles and you need to change, or you need to change it up, you also need the players that are going to be able to do that. I don't think we've got it. I don't think we've got it.
Yeah. Right now, I think that perfectly ties us in then to the big question I was going to ask before we get into the Millwall predictions. Millwall.
Excuse me.
Yes, there's
a certain feature.
There is that, but we're going to do that after this. So Jim's saying, Man U haven't had a good manager for over 10 years. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Ferguson was shite as well.
Bong's saying, who should we actually bring in?
There's a fucking...
And we've never been gifted with a good manager. Or we're not gifted with a good manager now. Sorry, I'm adding a little bit of extra into that. But yeah, players. The players that we think should stay or go, I think we should just straw poll every player, and I'll do it from the Sunderland First Team website. So every player that's on the Sunderland First Team website, we'll go through now, and then we'll get a straw poll if we want to keep him or if he's likely to go. And that's the 2 basic questions. So Anthony Patterson, number 1.
Before you continue, Anne, sorry. So are you saying then, are you asking us would we want to keep them on and what we think will happen as well?
Yes.
Or is it just like,
would you like to keep them, and are they likely to be sold, essentially? So
right, okay.
So for Anthony Patterson, for example, yes, I'd like to keep him. He's likely to be sold. So
yes, I'd like to keep him. He could go.
Yes, I'd like to keep him. Yes, I'd like to keep him, and I think he'll stay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to keep him, and I feel like he will stay. He'll probably get a better contract.
Not bothered either way.
We're going to have a lot of these ones, Al.
That's fine. I'll head up the Anthony Patterson fan club. It's all right.
I watch him and sometimes he does well, but if he got sold, I wouldn't be too arsed.
Yeah.
We've got there's a geezer on loan at Darlington. I said this before.
The kid.
The keeper went on loan at Darlington. They've won 90% of the games since he's been there. He's kept them out. Like I think they were second bottom of the table, and now they're safe from relegation. So if he does happen to go, man can move up.
Yeah, they've said apparently he possibly for what they looked at him when he was out on loan with them. They said he looked like the next Pickford.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's a Darlington fan. He's got a season ticket. He says this keeper, I forget his name. I should know it, but he has been, thank you, exceptional since he's come in.
There you go.
So okay, if Patterson goes and we get good money for him, fair enough.
Yeah,
we might have a ready-made replacement.
But do we have a ready-made replacement in Nathan Bishop? Paul.
Don't care.
I think he'll go.
Want Raids, and I think he'll stay.
Not bothered. He's not. Basically, he's Bass 2.0, but I think he'll stay.
Don't know even who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is it?
Mate, the second and third choice keeper, it's not going to impact our lives, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Like, it don't matter. It don't matter.
I mean, I should know, but I don't know who he is. There you go.
I've already seen him once.
Matty Young is 17 years old.
Where did you see him in Tesco?
Jerry Whitemarket.
Paul, you said you saw him. Did he score a handball goal at St James's Park?
No, that was Bass.
I know I was making a joke.
Now Bishop played in that Crewe Alexandra game at home. We lost on penalties.
I forgot that
the
game.
Cup game. The Cup game. The one thing he was brought in for, and he's played 2 Cup. Well, actually, he's only played 1 Cup game because the other one was Pato as well.
Bass is a type of fish, isn't it?
Yes, but it's also a type of instrument. Oh, so no, that's bass.
Bass, yeah.
Can I just say that this 42 can was pretty good. Like, so would
What would you give it out of 5?
4.2.
Aye.
Right. We'll move swiftly on to defenders. Niall Huggins.
Yeah, go on. I'd like to see him stay.
Keep.
How does he
like him.
now?
Sorry, I didn't hear because someone was shouting for no reason.
No, I'm angry.
Niall Huggins.
I'm not shouting for no reason. I'm shouting for
Niall Huggins. Niall
Never
Huggins.
mind,
Niall
move on,
Huggins.
don't worry about it.
Keep and go.
Davey,
Keep and
the
go.
only game he went to this season, you watched him score a fucking absolute great goal against Watford.
What do you mean? No, Niall Huggins.
Yeah, that was it,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't it Huggins?
Skinned the bloke in the box and blasted him. Yeah, keep Niall Huggins. I like him.
Keep him. Dennis Sergan.
Keep.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep him.
He's a bit injury prone, isn't he? But I'd like to keep him.
Next big boy, Daniel Ballard. I think
he's going to go, but I love him.
Oh,
I think.
Gets old.
I think he'll get sold. But we've got to keep him.
One out of all the ones I've said out of the outfield players, it's like that could potentially go, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
If someone comes in from and offers a decent wad, I'm afraid he's out the door. I don't want to see him go. I think he's class.
No, he's fucking mint player.
What would you class as decent money then?
For him, about 8 million.
15.
I was going to say 10.
I'd say
I think we
15.
could get more than that. I'd say 15 to 20 personally.
Man, I'd
Yeah,
want 15 to 20. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know whether we'll get it. What's his contract situation?
He's under contract. He's under contract till June 2027. He's got 3 years left.
All right, so
Yeah,
we're going to
he's-
get good money from then, aren't we?
Yeah,
If he does-
if somebody
he does
wants
go.
him, yeah.
15.
yeah. Sure, Arsenal's put something in that contract though.
There's a sell-on clause from Spurs, isn't there? So
There always is, man.
There always is, but yeah.
yeah,
Because if you're not going to have the sell-on clauses, you're not going to get these players, are you?
no.
That's very true. Anyway,
Yeah.
15 would be nice, but I can see
Ballard.
I see him going for
Yeah.
like 8 mil.
I think
If
Tim's
8
agreeing.
million's the fee being
I think
offered, then I'd turn it down.
I think it would be upset if he went
No,
for 8
I've
million
got
quid.
8 million,
I think
Davey.
would be really upset.
More than that. He's got to go for more than that.
I was going to say 8 million is very low, like.
Yeah,
I just have no faith in our.
our recruitment. If there's profit in there, they'll go for it. Basically, is that
Yeah, but this is it. Profit. How much are we buying for? What are we getting for?
like 1.2 to like
You
1.5
bought him for
million?
2 million, and you could potentially make a huge profit on him.
Yeah, I can see that
I
happening.
think someone in the Sunderland back room goes, "We're going to make 5 or 6, 7 times, what we bought him for."
Thing is, he's only
Down
20.
straight
He's
away.
22, and he's something like that. He's like still got like an entire decade ahead
Big
of him.
potential, mate. Big potential, high ceiling.
That's our entire recruitment model. So, one of the
You said the model. Alan's going to hunt you down.
I said recruitment. I said recruitment model. I didn't say
The
what.
model. Who knows about this model? Get on paper. Get it on paper.
Anyways,
Don't tell us anything.
Anyways, a big money signing that I'm not bothered about. Timothy Pembele. Don't care.
I like him.
Not
He
ours.
had a good game. He had a good game a couple of games ago.
He's not going. He's not going to be here next season.
He won't go, but
Not fussed either way.
Yeah,
He won't go. He won't go, but I think people have judged him way too quickly.
I don't think he's had enough game time to anybody to give a
Nowhere
shit.
near enough game time. If we're judging him off 1 or 2 games, then what's the point in bringing them in?
Exactly. Something for Arsenal. I knew it was an Arsenal Spurs, same thing, really, isn't it?
Can I just
These shit
interject?
clubs in North London.
Can I just interject? What's the Bowers? You're watching the game, mate. I forgot who you were watching. Can you get an update?
Or Oxford Stevenage,
Yeah, go on.
League One. Fine. It finished 1-1, and I thought there was somebody who looked like Michael Beale there and got PTSD. No, it finished 1-1. Oxford scored a penalty. That's it. Literally nothing else happened.
Fantastic. Sounds like
It's a
a
good
brilliant
pen.
game of football.
It was a pretty good penalty, to be fair. It just reminded me. It just made me more embarrassed that it took us 4 bloody years to get out of that shit division.
Yeah, there's another.
Man, we're sitting there seething like, oh.
I mean,
fucking Jack Ross.
I had some great times though. I remember watching like Greg and Mans against Mansfield Town, Flano, they were the days.
Oh, you haven't even heard the best of it, mate. Remember when Parkinson went to Gillingham and played for a point?
Oh yeah, man.
Would you be happy with a point, boys?
Man,
He's just been fucking
We've got
promoted.
the 0-0, lads. Oh shit, we have to
Would you
attack
be happy
now.
with
We're
the draw?
conceded.
Right, mate.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have like zoomed through these because we're getting distracted.
Okay,
Come on.
I'll do a doubler. Luke got 9, Jensen sealed.
I think 09 will still be here. Sealed.
Luke's gonna fucking get a job as a cleaner when he finishes, I think.
He's going to become the kit man, isn't he?
Luke will be that bloke who greets you, when you get in the posh end and he's just like an old man standing, hello there.
He's the new Jimmy Montgomery, is that what you're saying? in 20 years' time, they'll be wheeling him out to do the Grand Yan.
He's definitely going to do the Blackheads bus stuff.
To answer your question, both of them will stay. Sealed out for about 6 to 9 months, isn't he? So
Nobody's
Sealed will
buying
definitely be here. 09, I think, probably will be here. Both of them are very likely to be here.
Yeah, I just want to make one quick point of reference. Obviously, wheeling them out at half time, like with the 73 with Montgomery and Mickey Oswald. That Luke and I'll be able to talk about the Pizza Cup.
Exactly, he's won us a trophy.
Trophy winner with Sunderland. Luke O'Neill. He's there just jumping on someone's back.
With his DVD.
Giving them a kiss if they walk up in a Norwich shirt.
What's this, Jimmy? Sorry, you won the FA Cup. Move that aside. We need the Papa John's trophy.
Shall I do a tribbler?
Go on.
Hume, Hjelde, Elise. So,
what was it? Sorry, Hume, Hjelde, and Elise?
Yeah.
Oh, Hjelde's fucking shite. I'll tell you
Hjelde, same as Pembele, judged way too quickly for me.
I disagree. I think he's all right.
Honestly,
I think a lot of people make him out to be a lot worse than he's actually been.
I think he's all right. I think he's reasonably solid. Like I think.
Look, I made a prediction about Seb Lawson. I was right in the end. Hjelde is the new Lawson.
Yeah, but that's one player out of the hundreds that he's probably had.
You just don't like Scandinavians, does it?
Yeah, that's it. He hit that whole peninsula. Alan's like, you.
I mean, if we're going to go, put it this way, if we're going to go down the made a prediction, I made a prediction when we signed Jack Clark when people weren't certain on him that he would be a good championship player, and I was right.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going down that route.
I think Elise is kind of unsung as well. I think he could have a really good potential.
Before he got injured. I thought he was all right.
But I think the problem with Elise, I think he'll end up doing a Lahaji and just naff off to like a Saudi team.
Fizzle out.
It'll just literally like come fit in January transfer window next Jan and get sold on.
Is he a left back or is he a centre half?
He's a left back.
What?
I'd say left back personally.
I think he can play in either position, and that's one of his strengths.
Yeah, I'd keep him definite. Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, Yelder's even if you don't rate Yelder, he's not probably going to go anywhere. The other two keep. Do any of you reckon there's a chance Hume could leave this window?
Nah.
I don't think he will, but I'm just thinking he's one of the assets, isn't he?
He's one of the people that like the likes of I don't know, Ipswich might be looking at. If they're going up, they want somebody like him who could be affordable, but also an international.
I mean, I'd be disappointed if he went, but
so would I.
Me too.
I don't think he'll go. I'm just asking the question.
Perfect. I'm going to move on to midfielders, and I'm going to do the first row individually because I think it is each of these need it. Corey Evans.
Fucking hell.
I wouldn't be upset if he left. Right. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if he left, only because we hadn't seen him for a long time.
We haven't seen him for a year. He hasn't been in
18 months at this point, wasn't it? Borough in January 2023 last time we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I mean, he's bordering on the new Jack Rodwell.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go that far.
He's a much cheaper version of him, if that's the case.
Yeah, cheaper version.
I mean, I thought he was. I thought he played. I mean,
and how old is he now?
32.
Getting on in a year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too bothered.
I've got to delve a little bit back into my memories to.
The thing is, though,
remember our last Evans performance. I thought he was all right.
I think we're a better team.
Caught up if he leaves.
I think we're a better team with him in there, but obviously we're not guaranteed
Who's
to
he
get him.
displacing though?
No, the thing is, though, like I said, if I can finish my sentence, I don't think he is like familiar with the rest of the lads to the point where he will turn and be exactly as he was. There will be a ramp up period, so I think just the amount of time it's going to take.
He's a holding midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah,
That's
he's not displacing
yeah.
Ekwa Neil. He's not displacing Ekwa Neil. They've got too
do you
much.
know what?
You've got to remember as well, though. Sorry, go on.
And only 11 goals.
How long's left on his contract? If it's a year, I can see him running out and going on a free.
I think it's out of contract at the end of the season. I think he was meant to run out last season, but we exercised a year's option, I think. My point was going to be with Evans is that even if he did come back and was playing a part next season, where's the guarantee he's going to be the same player, unfortunately, given that he's been out for a year and a half?
Agreed.
Perfect. That's
So I like him, but personally I think he'll go, and I probably would let him go as well.
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see 09 there. Like
CDM.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I honestly believe that Luke 09 is I know he's been playing well at centre half, but sometimes has an off game. But I think his best position's CDM, and I want to see it. I want to see a natural centre half, big centre half. You know what I mean? That's what I would like.
I mean, this could derail the whole what we're doing here, but I think Ballard and 09 complement each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to move him out of that position, because if you put someone big and clunky alongside Ballard, who can't, it doesn't have the same mobility as 09. Who's to say Ballard,
But Ballard might go.
But Bath and Ballard together though were good as well.
I was going to say though, if Ballard's might go though, for me that's all the more reason to keep 09 at centre back for me.
But Ballard can play out as well. I've seen Ballard come out of centre half and go forward. The same amount as Luke 09. But I just think 09 is the way he breaks up play and Harry's players, and he can pass a ball as well. I do like him at CDM. I don't know. We'll see how the season pans out next year, but that's my opinion.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I've been calling for him to be pushed further up for a long time. But like I said before, I think he's played so well in his current position, he's just never going to be moved from there.
I think
it's the height that worries me. That's the only thing that worries me is the height.
Corners.
Mascherano was 5'8" and he was mint at centre half.
He's not Mascherano.
Ryan is an absolute midget, but he plays well at right back, centre back.
Yeah.
CDM,
I mean,
want to put him.
He scored against Arsenal midweek, didn't he?
Can I say what you're doing now? By the way, you're basically saying, let's put it in the other way. Benteke is class. Why isn't Semedo? You can give up another example who's a good player, who's the similar build, but it's not going to.
No, Christian Benteke.
You could.
Where's Christian Benteke these days?
He's retired, I think. But what you're doing there is going, this person fits that size profile, therefore they should be exactly the same. That's not how football works.
Benteke Liolo is a Belgian professional footballer who plays a striker for Major League Soccer club DC United.
DC United!
There you go.
Right, we'll move on, Joey. Joe Bellingham. I think we're going to keep him, build the squad around him. I think he's going to be our long-term project player. Every player 100%. That we have will fit around him. Job Bellingham.
Joby.
I don't think we'll get rid of him.
He's there to be built around.
Poster boy sells shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Paul?
There's more chance of me starting an Ecuador fan club than him leaving.
But did you know what?
Big butts.
He got a lot of bad press and I slagged him up a fair amount when it was some of his performances. But what I'd say, when he played well, he did play really well, but he's 18. People forget that. He's fucking been smashed the whole season. And it's a bit unfair on him. I do like him, and I'd like to keep him.
I think he's got the work ethic. He just needs the stamina. If he can build up the stamina over the summer, literally get in the Real Madrid coach with his, the environment with his brother over the summer, he'll be laughing. There's a reason we're going to Spain, right?
I think. I think when it comes to, sorry, Paul, I'll let you make your point just after this. I think when it comes to Job, he's already pretty mature as a player. Do you know what I mean? But he floats in and out of games, and he can go 90 minutes without seeing him sometimes. But then he'll turn up next week and it'll be unbelievable. You just want to be more consistently perform at a high level. Mm-hmm. He's obviously got the capabilities there. I just want to see it more often. Go on, Paul.
That'll come with experience, won't it?
Yeah.
But for me, I think you'll. This is a tricky one because it's weird because I feel he could go, but I don't think he will. I think I'd keep him, and I think he'll stay.
I think
I would keep Job as well.
I think he's here for about at least 5 seasons.
I think he's seen his contract. I think he's seen his contract mostly out. Anyway, let's keep this rolling though.
Speaking of people of getting the contract out of time, Embleton. I think he needs his own little dedicated thing. I think he's gone. I think
Who's this one? Embleton.
Elliot Embleton. I think he's going to go to Derby County because they're getting promoted. He's already been there on loan. He knows it. I think he's gone, and I think he's going to that club. You can put a bet on.
He got a bad injury, didn't he? We played Hull. Was it against Hull? Really bad injury. And I feel for him, but I just don't see where he fits in the squad. Like,
Here's a fun
fact. The tricky one for me is, it's a hard one because I think Embleton played a part in us getting up from League One. But if you've got to be ruthless and say, is he going to be good? Right, I promise this is relevant. What's the aim for you guys next season? What should be the expectation? Right. With that in mind, is Embleton good enough to help us get there?
No.
For me, I think Embleton. I mean, obviously he went to Derby earlier this season, didn't he? Then he got a big injury again, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say I think he'll go, but I'm not going to say to Derby. I think he'll go back to Blackpool because Neil Critchley's there, and he was there when he was there on loan. I think.
Good point.
I think he's a good League One player, like a really good League One player, and probably even a decent utility Championship player. But for the level we want to get to, we probably need a bit better. If he stayed, I wouldn't complain. But and I think he's got a year left on his contract as well. So with that in mind, I probably would sell if a couple of 100,000 came in for him or something, because then at least you've made some money off him.
Yeah, we once went out to piss in Durham and met his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually all right.
Forgot about that.
We got COVID not long after that, but go on.
Curse you, Elliot.
Paul, what are you saying, buddy?
Yeah, I agree with Michael.
You don't have to, Paul. By the way, you can think differently if you want.
Au contraire.
But I think he would. I think Embo boys will go back to Blackpool because of the managers have got.
I mean, he's got a desirable number as well, right? Number 8 for first 11. You want somebody who's starting in the first 11 with that shirt. I'll do the triples again then, because we've got another 14 players to go. So Roberts, Mundell, Bar. I'd say staying, not bothered.
What's this? Who's this again? Mundell, Robertson, Bar.
Roberts, Mundell, Bar in that order. So staying, not bothered.
Okay.
I would like. I mean, this is going to sound really harsh, but Roberts has had a shot of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
if it was up to me, I'd get rid of him. But I don't think he'll go. I think he'll still be here next year. Mundell will definitely be here, but I can see staying as well.
I think all three of them will stay. I think I would like to maybe keep all three of them. I think to quickly touch on, I think Mundell again. Some fans I've seen dismiss as shite, and I think that's way too soon to do it.
I think he's class.
Mate,
he's class.
Not on this podcast, mate. We're a big fan of Mundell.
Well, no, not you guys. I just mean there's like a lot of fans out there going, he's effing shit. What? He's played like 2 games, mate. Pipe down.
He's raw, mate. He's raw. That's what he is.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Exactly. You know.
I'm the opposite with Bar and Roberts, though. I think Roberts has had he's had a bad season, but we've seen him when he's really good, and he's far superior to Bar. Bar flatters to deceive sometimes. Sometimes he'll be like, get him off, and then he'll do something great for 5 minutes. So for me, I'd be happier if Bar went to keep Roberts.
Just out of interest then, if Bar stayed but he was a squad option, would you complain?
Nah,
he's not a starter.
I wouldn't complain. If he was on the bench, I wouldn't complain.
I wouldn't bother with
better than him in the starting 11 and regularly starting games. But I think Bar's done enough to earn to be a squad player at least.
But if he went, I wouldn't be arsed. You know what I mean? But like, I'd like to keep Roberts. I feel like he's had an injury, and I think the lad's talented. You know, you see him.
I think Roberts stays.
He skins players like he's got such good feet. You know what I mean? I just think he's just had a bad season.
You got to remember as well, he was jumping from club to club for about 6 months, every 6 months for about 5 years, wasn't he? So we're the club that's given him a settled home, aren't we? So I think for someone like him, I think that would be quite important. So I think Roberts will stay. I think Barr's the weird one because if you're going to sell Barr, now's probably the time to do it because he's had statistically he's had a much better season than Roberts. Even though I know what you're saying before that, if you look at him technically player for player, he's nowhere near Roberts' caliber. It's a really weird one. But I think all three will stay.
Yeah. So, listen, I'm not going to get into the bones of it like you guys have, but they're all staying.
Perfect. Right. Next three, I think this one's the clearest one. Taylor, Clark, or Sheesh. And I'll go not bothered, is going to get sold, and is likely to stay, but I'm not bothered.
I mean,
Nice.
bye, maybe. I agree with you, Smithy. I'm not bothered. I think Jack Clark will be sold, and I think he'll be the big move of the summer. And O'Shea will still be here next year.
And anybody want
it kind of pains me to say it because, like, when Jack Clark was injured, we were obviously a worse team. We are a better team with him on the pitch. Everything he does is, he's got a bit of magic about him. And I like him, and at times I get frustrated with him because, he'll beat two blokes and then cut back and then make the wrong decision. Like, yeah, he can be frustrating, but fucking hell, he's a hell of a player. Like, I'll be upset when he goes, but I think he is going.
Yeah, he's going to go. I tell you, like, I don't know if you guys know, I think there's a lad in the 21s who's very similar. I don't know if he's still here, actually. Spellman. Is he still there? No, Spellman.
Yeah, Spellman's still there.
Addicted to Red Bull as well?
I don't know, but yeah, like, I've watched that lad a few times with the 21s, and I'm like, I wonder why he hasn't made the step up. He honestly, when you watch him, he's very similar to Clark. I mean, I don't know if they're going to start pushing these lads through next season, but we'll see. But yeah, Clark is going, and
I'd be astonished if he's here next season, Clark.
Yeah, he's going, isn't he?
We need the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need the money.
100%, and I feel like it's what did we reject for him last year?
22.
No. It was 8, 9, and 10 million.
Wasn't that when Burnley was
Burnley, right?
Insulting offers?
Burnley
Wasn't it when Burnley was coming up with all these insulting offers of like 10 million?
Yeah, it was 8, 9, and 10 for like 3 days.
I thought Lazio offered a big money deal.
No.
Well, I think that's what January we
I'm not
rejected.
sure he'll go at Lazio, but I don't think he'll go abroad.
So
I think to sort of address the triple thing, I think Taylor needs to go. Not good enough, probably not. Clark will definitely go. I'm going to make a statement. I think Aushi will be a big player for us next season.
He needs to step up, or he's going to.
I don't know, like, because
he does. But again, how many games? He does. But again, how many opportunities has he had? 17. Yeah, but how many of them were starts though? He hasn't started anywhere near 17 games.
He had a highlight reel the other week. I can't remember.
Including kicking a corner directly out for a goal kick. and it's like a clearance up the line in a touch.
God.
I'm going to get his actual stats up so I can give you his exact numbers. But yeah.
Why do you do that, mate? Should we discuss?
The next three.
Go on.
The next three is Dan Neil, Callum Styles, and Chris Rigg, and I think we're a worse team if we get rid of any of those.
Oh, Styles,
Styles is lonely, so yeah.
I think we'll sign. I think we'll sign Styles. I can see us signing him.
Really?
Promo. Yeah,
I
definitely.
Think we will.
Why?
Because he ticks a lot of boxes. He's relatively young. He can play in a lot of positions. He's the sort of player that Sunderland will take on to develop and sell on.
I think he's
every box going.
He's a much better. Sorry,
but you've got to get rid of Yelda.
He's a much better replacement for me to Pritchard.
I was just going to say, as well as all of those things that Andrew said, you could also sing the chant for Darren Styles.
That's it. Who were the three again? Daniel,
Styles. I think we'll sign Daniel. Man's a baller. Like, I don't want us to sell him, but if someone comes in with big dollar, I think we will sell him. Like, I don't know who.
Have you seen this? Sorry to interrupt me, but have you seen there's been suggestions that he's out for a few months?
Yeah, there's rumours he's out for the season.
Well, I mean, at this point, the season's 3 games.
So 3 weeks away,
I'm going to be conspiracy theorist here. If Dan Neil gets injured, now's the time for it to happen. If Daniel gets injured, now's the time for it to happen so he doesn't move.
I mean, I'm not sure that's a conspiracy. That's just playing the game, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Right,
true.
We're talking about selling Clark, right? We're all in agreement here that Clark's going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're also going to sell another midfielder, another good midfielder, Dan Neil. Are we going to sell him as well? And then what happens? Now, and then what we're going to do with Ekwa and whoever else managed to play out.
He's going to on an Ekwa, and you want to sell Ekwa, Davey? Is that what you're saying?
He's chopping at the bit to go sell.
We're not up to Ekwa yet. What I'm saying, and the point I'm trying to make here is that we're looking at a midfield that might be decimated.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to get the big money for Jack Clark, are they also going to sell Dan Neil?
Okay, to respond to that, I think Dan Neil will stay.
I agree. I think Dan Neil will stay as well.
Regan Neil is
right, look, we're all talking about on football decisions here, but we know that the fucking higher ups, they don't care about the football decisions. What they're going to do is go, we've developed Dan Neil for the past 3 years and he's got consistently better. And now someone's coming in with a £15 million offer. So off you see you later.
Well, all right then. So what minimum would it take for us to sell him, do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't want to sell him, but I'm looking at it from a football perspective.
If someone came in with 10, you'd say, yeah.
For Dan Neil?
Yeah.
I'd turn that down straight away.
Yeah, you might, but that's what we're saying.
No,
You're basing it on what you see on the pitch. And that's not how the decisions are being made.
Yeah. No, but that'll be how a lot of people that are scouting him will see it, though. A lot of people will see him as good enough for, I don't know, who was linked with him in January? Liverpool, as an example. That doesn't mean Liverpool are going to sign him, but if Liverpool's been linked with him, then we can get more than 10, surely, even from a business perspective.
Liverpool would sign him for their academy squad, so why would he make that move?
I'm not so sure they're like. I don't think he's going to want an any
squad.
He's not.
I don't think he's going to want any Premier League team.
He might walk into
maybe, but if someone came in with 10, I think the club would think about it.
I agree. I don't want him to go.
I don't want him to leave.
I think he's been one of our better players this season, if not the best player this season.
I think there's more development there, if anything.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about, really, but I think we're talking about will they accept 10? Will it be more? Will it be less? I think a lot of cover comes down to is how quick to sell Jack Clark.
They'll sell him quick. They'll sell him rapid.
He's a transfer window, and they'll sell him for whatever. Then they might already have a plan about who's already going to be in that team, where they're going to build, where they're going to. If Jack Clark's still here in 2 weeks before the season starts, because they're holding out for the big bucks, then what does that mean for the rest of the team? What does that mean for Neil?
So you're thinking the Jack Clark situation might be like Danny Bart and Lyndon Goose, like literally the week before the window closes?
It's always the case. It's always the case, mate. There's so much back and forth, and there's posturing from both sides, and then eventually they come to some agreement. So I don't know. Jack Clark's not going day one of the transfer window. I'll tell you that. There's going to be a little bit of a saga going on. I think, like we said, I'll be surprised if he's still here at the start of next season. But for me, it's gonna rumble on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not. Come on, we gotta keep going here. We're going to 10 players.
The point is, I'll quickly say on the three of them. Dan Neil, I think, will stay. Callum, I nearly said Harry Styles there. Callum Styles.
Watermelon sugar.
Hi.
Yeah, I opened the door for that, didn't I?
As it was, mate. As it was.
Callum Styles, I think, put it this way, he's got a year left on his contract at Barnsley after this year. Anything from about 500k to $1 million, I might be open to signing him as a squad option. Because he's also played 100 games or so in the Championship, I think, as well. But if it was any more than that, I think we could get better elsewhere.
I think we'll. Okay,
I agree with that point.
I think we'll sign him, and I can see him starting a lot of games for us next season.
What about Chris Rigg? Quickly before we move on. Do you think you'll sign a pro contract in the summer?
I think he does, but also I can see him doing an Alex Neil. Somebody comes in with
going bald.
Well, no, maybe when his hairline's a bit like mine. Whoa, that one gets it. That one gets a doubler.
Can I point out? There's nothing wrong. Can I point out for anyone gets the wrong impression? There's nothing wrong with bald people. Alex Neil just gives them a bad name.
I didn't call you baldy. What did Caraman Shaw do wrong?
I can just see Rigg, because we're developing him as a kid into his professional career. I can see him going to a big name club, at the drop
Rick.
of a hat. At the drop of a hat. As soon as somebody comes in like with a
He's
lucrative
already-
deal,
big
he's
name club,
gone.
what are you on about?
A big name club, a Man U, a Liverpool.
I know. I was trying to take the mic.
Newcastle are not coming for him. He's played for us now. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I think you'll sign a contract in the summer and stay.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Ekwan Dak. Ekwan need to keep
here
him.
we
He
go.
is
Here we
my.
go.
He genuinely is my favourite midfielder. So sorry, Davey. And Dak, I think he just serve his contract out and get rid.
See you later, Dak.
Jack will join Mowbray.
Let him.
I'm silent, and I'm going to be silent until David has his say because this is a big moment.
I was talking about Dak. Did Dak get a 1-year deal?
He got a 1-year deal. He's on a 1-year deal. I think let him serve it out and go on a free. Don't care.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Anybody disagree with that one? No. What about Ekwa?
Rub your hands together, lads.
Go on, Davey. We're waiting for you, mate. We're waiting for you.
Fucking staying, man.
He's staying.
Of course he is.
Yeah, he's
If
staying.
it was up to me, as long as someone bought us like a double cheeseburger, I'd get it.
If he went, I wouldn't be too bothered, but he's staying.
You can have a Sintra, whatever it was. I can't remember.
Sintra. I'm got mate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Vauxhall tomorrow. Me and Crouchy.
Have
We'll
a
pitch up there.
Have a
before the game
Citra.
tomorrow.
Have a Citra on me.
Have a Citra on you.
On me, not
All right, mate,
literally.
I'll send you back details. You can send us a £7.
Or for me then.
Might you go to the Ivy House and get him the old.
I want to support a local business.
Yeah.
The IVF's not locally enough, like.
No. Conglomerate. Conglomerate.
Best pub in Sunderland. Best pub in
Worth
Sunderland.
more than a bacon double cheeseburger. Oh yeah, what we're getting for him if we go.
What, a Vauxhall?
You can get a corn dog. Can you get corn dogs in Sunderland? I don't think you can.
Nah, mate.
Corn dog, that's a transfer fee sorted.
Right, back to Egwart. Right, he's staying. I love him. He'll still be there next year. He's going to score 10 goals next season.
I really like his personality as well. Off the
agree.
pitch, he's just a lad.
Mate, he's just there. He's just enjoying his time.
Not convinced, is he?
Not at all.
I said this before, man. Like, David's house could be burning down, and Ekwar just happened to be passing by. Ekwar's run in, and he saved David's kids, dragged them out. Dragged his wife out.
I think
and
you're a
he's
half
gone
decent
back for
bloke
David
now.
and carried him down the stairs in his arms, throwing him out and he's saved his life. And David will wake up and he'll see Ekwar above his head. He'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing on my property? Get off now!"
And then, after he's done that, Andrew, he then says, "Your private hedge needs doing," and then he goes up to his car and does his private hedge for him.
David doesn't pay him.
Right. We've got. I'm going to move on before it gets very lowbrow. We have our forwards, and our listed forwards are.
We have we?
I said before. Hemia Semedo, Burstow, and Rushin. For me, likely to stay, get rid, go back to Chelsea, don't want you, and likely to stay, but never really play for us again.
Okay, I can see Royston staying. Burstow's definitely going back to Chelsea, and if he comes anywhere near Sunderland again, I'm chasing him out. And I think Semedo might go out on loan next season if we sign a striker.
He's our listed number 9. He's got a shirt that's well above his ability.
Agreed.
Yeah.
If we sign a striker, someone who can, actually do a job at the top end of the pitch, I can see him going back to Portugal on loan.
Yeah, go back to Benfica, mate, or Porto. Anybody?
He doesn't meet the standard. None of them meet the standard.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it was up to me,
None of them.
None of them will be here next season because they've all.
I disagree on Russian. Agree on the other two. I think Burstow just hasn't worked, and Hemia I think needs a loan badly if he's going to be here at all in the future.
But we haven't said we're going to get rid of many here. We need to get rid of a few to bring people in.
Well, we
Do you know
are.
what I mean?
We're
I
getting
just
rid of
think-
our entire forwards, which is fine. That's
But-
3 players.
We called the forward line. Bradley Dack's gone.
Right, it's not a lot, is it?
Corey
really?
Evans is
It's not
gone.
about-
Jack Clark's
but
gone.
these I don't know.
Oh, no, he'll just stay anyway.
Taylor,
I've been
there you
them
go.
all.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But you still haven't. You still haven't gone to, like-
nine
you
players are
still haven't
going.
gone to-
Bringing it. So
got-
okay, so let's say we drop 8 players. Bringing 8 players into the squad. That's like quite that's a big number to come get integrated into the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Right.
a lot of them are in and out the squad. You haven't even looked at Dewey and Triantis and all that sort of stuff. So
Oh, that's our next
you know
section.
what I mean? The squad's bigger than you think, and I don't think 8's a great
It does
number.
need trimming down, doesn't it? The squad does need trimming
You know
down.
what I mean? There's fucking loads.
But we've also had injury
People that
crisis
are
where we're like, where's our
coming
next
in,
actual starting 11
People
player
in and
coming
out the
in?
bench,
Mhm.
so. For me, I think 8's a decent number to get rid of. To look at bringing better players in.
Is that
I think it all depends.
Is anyone left for me?
No, that's it.
For me, it all depends on the assets. It depends on which ones you lose and how many of them you lose, because you need to have some element of continuity. You need to have some continuity, don't you? If you get rid of, for me, if you get rid of more than 2, for example, in one window, then that's not good enough, because then that's a lot to recover
You
from.
mean 2 out this? You mean 2 out the
2
start?
out of who
11,
we
right?
want to keep. I mean,
So
Two
that's
out you
Ballard
want
and
to keep.
Clark. Ballard and Clark, essentially, right?
Yeah, that's what.
yeah, you could say that. Clark and Ballard / Neil / Pato / Hugh, whatever.
Yeah.
It could be any of them.
Yeah. So, I think it's just for me, the cohesion. I think you said integrating 8 new players into that. It will obviously they will pepper into the club when the signings and the contracts come into place. But you had last transfer window 4 people turn up on the door, and none of them gelled in. Not one of them is gelled in until Mowbray went. It's putting a lot of expectation on somebody coming in.
It's why recruitment's so important, right? It's what this is.
Mhm.
This is what the big wigs get paid the dollar for, to do exactly
And
this.
there's the other $1 million question: who's going to be in charge, and what does he want?
It's not going to be
You know
Dodds.
what I
We
mean?
know that. What?
If you're talking about managers, it doesn't work like that anymore. Like, a lot of it is down to sporting directors and people above managers or head coaches making decisions. Yes,
We've
head
had a
coaches
couple-
might have a say, but they won't be the ones making the decisions on the signings.
We've had a torrid time with that. You know what I mean? So
Alan,
I'd be
yeah,
interested to
coach.
well, let's see the bringing
Right.
before about any sort of judgment.
To finalise this section up, Andrew, could you run through the loans, and then we'll quickly go through everyone that's on the loan shark bit and go, are they coming back to the club next season?
Sure thing, mate. It's another short one, I'm afraid. Right.
Hibs, please.
Right. I'll just round up. So, Dewey wasn't in the squad again. Matete wasn't in the squad again. Mayenda and Triantis both weren't in the squad for Hibs. None of them played. They drew 1-1 against Motherwell Hibs. Neither of them were in the squad at all. Not on the bench, nothing. The only loanee out there to make it out of the pitch was Jack Diamond, who his Carlisle team lost 1-0 to Blackpool.
They got relegated.
Bad times down there. He came on after 66 minutes. He created one chance, so he played someone in, but obviously no goal.
So
maybe he played half an hour. He was the only one
So
of
is
our
the-
loanees to get any minutes at all.
Is the criteria, are they going to have an impact at Sunderland next season?
if they come back to the...
No, mate, we're still doing load shark. That's where we're getting now.
Fair enough.
How many boys there? You said
That's it.
That's it. So
So Dewey Matete, Mayenda, Trent, Diamond, right? That's 5, right?
what about Bass?
He don't count.
Sporting
He's his
director
own
is better than
category.
David Moyes. Jim brings up a really good point, by the way. A sporting director is much better than David Moyes trying to recreate his last Everton team. We
Oh,
don't.
don't give me flashbacks, please.
Even Peanut,
Fucking Gibson.
Darren Gibson.
No,
Dale Rose never been the same again.
Do you know the phrase "one last dance" that was used for Jermaine Defoe's signing? David Moyes is literally one last dance at Sunderland. Recreate his Everton team of 10 years previously.
Do you reckon we'll get his current West Ham
I
squad?
mean, to be fair, he won a European Cup last year. Just so you know that.
Yeah.
No, Darren Gibson though.
You can slag him off all you like. He's had more success than we've had.
I mean, has he won
But
the
it doesn't mean you have to like him, though, does it?
Has he won the Papa
I
John's
didn't
trophy
mind,
though?
boys. I didn't mind him.
How do you kick people out the chat?
Who? Why?
Why?
Well, for saying you didn't mind Moyes.
That's right, yeah.
Oh,
Is Echo on the chat?
Guest appearance on Pierre.
There we go.
It would be funny if Ekwa was Bong. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, L12 Bong is Ekwa.
Really happy. It's just really Pierre sitting at home going, right, I've made him fucking say, all right, Bong.
You go, I like this personality, but not the actual, yeah.
All right, let's try and get back on track. So I think I can't see Matete or Diamond having an impact. Maybe Dewey's an option off the bench. Meander, I can see him going out on loan again. Tarantis I like as an option, but he might go to Hibs on a permo.
If you go into those five, so I'd say Triantis will be an option. Diamond will leave at the end of his contract this summer. Matete will be sold. Who are the other two? Bennett, squad option at best, probably. And there's one more. I'm sure there was.
Diamond. Meander, yeah.
Go out on loan.
So pretty much exactly what I said. Yeah.
Basically, I just went a more longer.
You just went to sting it.
There. You summed it up better than me, but yes.
For me,
does anyone disagree? Because I'm aware that we're
the only one I disagree. To be fair, I don't want any of them back. I know Loney options are decent, but I haven't seen any of them develop and improve to the point where they're first team ready for Sunderland. So I'd either sell them all.
Like 6'6" and hench.
Yeah. He comes back and he's merged into Hemiya Semedo, and he's actually a good striker.
No, but he's like he went up Mount Olympus and like touched by the gods, and he's come back. He's fucking
Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules, mate. Yeah, you never know.
No, I think of them, I do see Bennett as the most likely, but I think his language barrier is his biggest challenge at our club. So if he can learn English,
with Bennett as well is if he doesn't show signs of making it next season, he's not going to make it here.
Yeah, that's it. The other lads, I think, even need to go back out on loan or get sold. That's my synopsis.
That back right now was Triantis, and I would only have him on the bench for an option.
I agree. I think Triantis is a good option off the bench, but I kind of. It's a hard sell to him, isn't it? You can like Hibs come in for him. Oh yeah, you can go up to Hibs to play with a gaffer that really likes you. Or you can come and be a bench option for Sunderland. Like it's a no-brainer, innit? Can't see him coming back if a serious offer comes in.
Right.
Would you go to Scotland where it's always fucking raining or snowing or
so like Sunderland?
It's a massive difference to Sunderland, that idea, isn't
it? The 50 miles north doesn't make the difference.
Yeah. As soon as you hit that border, it's like shite. It's like a depressing country there, Scotland. Like. Anyway,
I like Scotland. They make good whiskey. I was saying.
Right, I think that wraps it up perfectly. The final section is predictions for Millwall game tomorrow. We'll go right to left. So Al, Paul, Michael, David, Andrew.
Big Mike.
Carry it, Mike. String it along. But can you just give me the form of Millwall the last few games before I make a decision?
I can tell you. They beat Leicester and Cardiff last week, and they lost it. They were both at home, and then they lost away at Huddersfield and Rotherham before that, I think.
Yeah, so their recent form is win-win, loss-loss, draw-loss. They are sat in 16th for minus 13 goal difference, 50 points, 42 scored, 55 conceded, and just 6 points behind Sunderland.
I think we can win. I think judging that, I'll go with 2-1 and Job, and I'll go with Danny B header. I say that every week.
Danny. Is it Danny Pat?
One game loan deal.
Anybody saying a win here? I'm gonna a happy clap and move on because I like it. Paul, what are you saying, mate?
I'm gonna say 3-2 Sunderland.
Ooh,
I go.
David, you ready for the Paddy Power, David?
Because I've got a feeling.
Whoa!
I've got a feeling Watmore and George Honeyman will get 2 back on us.
Fucking Honeyman, mate. That guy, the biggest pretender of all time.
I mean, he's earned a career at Millwall, to be fair, and Hull.
No, he was terrible. Well, he might have earned a career at Millwall and before that Hull, but the guy was terrible for Sunderland. They're probably one of the worst captains I've ever witnessed.
Are you judging that?
You're probably right. He's probably going to score tomorrow, isn't he?
Are you judging that based on him as a captain or his actual footballing ability?
Both.
Because I don't think he was anywhere near terrible for us. I think he got a very raw deal.
How?
He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. He was average.
How did he get a raw deal, Michael?
Because a lot of people were pretty much slated him every single time they didn't feel he stood out in a positive way, and he got massively scapegoated though. It wasn't. If you want to blame on him being the captain, blame that at fucking Jack Ross. Jack Ross was the one who made him captain.
Maybe, but I still think he was average.
Yeah, but there's average and then saying he's terrible though. They're two completely
He was
different
never
things.
good enough. He was never good enough to be captain. And he should
maybe, but like
he should have never been like that decision. I mean, yeah, that might have been on Jack Ross, but like the guy was a poor footballer for Sunderland. I'm not like when you look at our midfield now, right? There's characters in there. You see these same people like performing week in, way out, like Dan Neil and Ekwa, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Honeyman, the guy was anonymous in 90% of his games.
He didn't lead. Is what you're saying, right? He didn't lead. What you expect.
Yeah, but that's not. That's
saying that he's probably proved me wrong in score tomorrow. So
the thing is, though, that there's judging him as a captain and judging him as a footballer. They're not the same thing.
Mm.
Well, I've done both.
You can say he wasn't a good captain, but he wasn't a terrible footballer.
Nah, I disagree.
No, I don't think he was terrible.
Sunderland.
Perry Equa.
From a corner. On the half volley.
From 35 yards out of Rabona.
I'm going to say Chris Rigg.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I'm sorry, Ants, but I'm going to say Abdullah.
I don't mind him scoring, mate. He's just not allowed to score 5 for the season. And luckily he hasn't.
So can he score 6 then?
If he scores more than 5, I have to wear a mag shirt. So, no.
Well, that was your own fault for putting that bet on in the first place.
Mate, I mean, like I said last week, I'd be quietly confident if I were you, mate.
I can read talent quite a bit, but then last year of the season playing Sheffield Wednesday, so like you said, if they're already down, he can just bang 2 in, can he?
I don't think they'll already be down. I think the relegation. I know we're getting off piste here. Probably the top 6 are going to be sorted by the end of this week.
Yes,
but relegation's probably going to go down the last day of the season.
I think the relegation battle will, but I think Sheffield Wednesday will already be down by the time they play us.
Big shout.
I might be wrong, but I think so.
Paul, it won't let me put in more than 3 goal scorers. I don't know why, but with the 2 goal scorers for, like you said, for Millwall and with Ekwa, that brings up a very nice 620 to 1.
Ooh.
I'll put that on now.
Put 50 pence on, mate. There's your season ticket for next year sorted.
Thanks, Sunderland.
Bowers, mate, what are you saying for your prediction tomorrow?
It's too much for Sunderland to win back-to-back games at the minute, isn't it? It would be so Sunderland to drop points tomorrow. I'll say 1-1 just because I think Millwall will come up for a point and will struggle to break them down because a point for them more or less gets them safety, I think, doesn't it?
Yes. I think so, yeah. Yeah, because I'm 50.
Providing teams below them lose anyway. I'd say it'll be 1-1, and I'll say we'll go 1-0 down. George Honeyman to score because why not? And Abdullah Bar to get. I wasn't thinking of a Sunderland goal scorer, but I'll say Abdullah Bar just so Ant can make himself sweat for the last couple of games.
Wait, he's going to get injured tomorrow, and that'll be my season very nicely calm.
I'm saved from wearing a Newcastle shirt.
It's just the worst. I'm trying to find the top scorer for Millwall, and the computer just says no. So I don't see them being that massive of a threat going forward. Last time they humbled us, you got to bear that in mind. So not going to dick around and say we're going to smash them, because it's not. So I'm going to say a very tight 1-0 win again. I think back-to-back 1-0 wins with multiple clean sheets in a row is a good sign of improvement. So I'll take that. And goal scorer, I'm going to say Job. Why not?
I agree with you. I'll go with that.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Davey, you're up next.
Ekwa hat-trick.
Ekwa hat-trick. Ekwa red card. 10 to 10 men.
Ekwa hat-trick of own goals. What's coming?
I don't know. I really don't know about this one, because I think what we've all said, it's definitely Sunderland to not win 2 in a row, but we have improved defensively a lot. I think it will be a tight game. I don't want to say 0-0, so I'll go with 1-1 as well. Our own goal, and hey, let's have Jack Clark scoring a goal. Go on.
There we go. I found the top scorer for Millwall, by the way. It's Zion Fleming. He's played.
Oh, yeah.
He's played every game, and he's scored 8 goals with 6 assists. So he's essentially an attacking midfielder, providing a lot of goals. So maybe that's the man to watch out for. Andrew, what are you saying?
Yes, mate.
What are you saying?
I wish I were. All right, so it's going to go one of 2 ways. Right, last time I went along the stadium, so I'm going tomorrow. Right, last time I went along, where everyone got really excited about the Blackburn game. We're gonna win, and then it went south.
It's up
Dramatically south, very quickly. So I can see that happening. I could see us getting beat 3-0 or something daft like that. But like we all said, I think we've got better defensively. And if we can maintain our focus, not make any silly mistakes, it'll turn into another tight game that I can see finishing 0-0.
Okay. I'm all right. I'm all right with that. Would you take a point? Is essentially the question there, and you would.
Yeah, probably would, and they'd probably take a point as well, which is why I think it's probably going to be 0-0.
I was going to say a point's good for them in the battle to stay up, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So probably a ball draw.
Oh God.
What's Sunderland's battle now? Top level, is it to finish top off?
Entertainment.
Is it to not fall asleep?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what.
Yeah.
And
To watch the bottom half of the championship.
Provide some kind of entertainment in these last 4 weeks, because we ain't gone up, we ain't gone down. But a manager who's going to be in the season, and the squad's going to be overhauled as well. So, again,
I just want to finish top half.
So do I. I know that people have their deficiencies with this squad, but I think it'd be very poor if we finish bottom half.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think bottom half feels like it's been a terrible season, whereas top half, I don't know.
Looks more respectable, at least.
Yeah.
If we do finish bottom half, it is literally 2 steps forward, 1 step back in terms of years. Promotion, playoffs. Let's mid-table it. Let's do another 2 steps forward. Playoffs, promotion. Let's not.
It's only a word like that, mate. In 10 years' time, we'll be European champions.
Yeah, if we keep doing that, yeah.
Sports champions of the world. Don't you see that YouTube video?
We'll win the Club World Cup in a decade.
Well, if the Super League happens, you never know.
We could buy our way into it. No, it's going to be an interesting one.
Are you Discording tomorrow, Ant?
I will be doing the watch along tomorrow, so thank you for calling that up. We can start to end the thing. To end it,
I'll be on that and watching it.
I won't be because I'm going to be there.
Okay.
Got tickets for the Quinn's bar.
Yeah, me and Andrew going to Quinn's. It's more casual, Andrew, so it didn't come, you know.
I mean, I'm coming in me tratty bottoms, tucking me socks.
I've got a wig you can have on to pretend you got some hair as well if you want. Make that look smart. Just make that. If you can make this look smart casual, you're in for a winner.
Yeah, definitely.
Queen's Bar. I don't think no one gives a shit in Queen's Bar, mate. I've got to be honest with you. No one gives a shit in corporate, so I'm not going to give a shit in Queen's Bar.
I mean, the Black Cats bar debacle proved no one gave a shit in corporate, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another argument. We've had that many times.
I'm going to be there. You're going to be there. I know you're not going to be there, Smithy.
I think.
Paul, are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be in the southwest corner with Bowers and our heads off.
Nice.
Pretty much what Paul said. Yeah.
I'm there in spirit, though.
We'll be there ranting online with proof tomorrow on the watch along. I haven't got a sign off question this week, so
that's all right, mate.
Do you know what? Let's sign off with something a little bit more.
No, mate. No. Do you remember 2 weeks ago I said that I had another joke that I wanted to bring back?
Oh God.
Come on then.
Right.
As long as it's not no punchline.
Right.
Really? Like, I don't. Whoa. The no punchline joke is top tier.
It is.
And if you don't appreciate it, mate.
I appreciate the joke. I just didn't appreciate the delivery.
What do you mean? That's the whole point. The whole point is to make it drag out. That's the point of the joke. You drag it out.
Hey, didn't shit jokes again.
We're doing one.
We're just doing my one, right? Is everyone ready?
Go on then.
All right. So, a priest, an imam, and a rabbit walks into the bar.
A rabbit?
And one of them says, I think I'm a typo. Paul, get on the delayed.